identified by PwC's Emerging Trends in Real Estate report, today, real estate is being affected by the ease of accessibility of information, technology, regulatory changes, corporate environmental involvement, and improved transparency. This disruption has ultimately changed the customer buying patterns. As a result, sales management has also shifted. In our presentation, we have explored 3 disruptive factors: technology, relationships, and skill building. Our findings are significant as purchasing real estate qualifies to be a complex sale, and there's diligent requirement from sales forces to utilize enabling tools to manage sales and engage buyers through their journeys.
The buying process begins with prospecting leads in 3 ways. First, the buyer doesn't have a realization of what his or her need is. Second, the buyer knows he or she wants a commercial property but has no idea about the recent trend. Third, the buyer comes in with a vision of potential property, and the seller and buyer work hand in hand to build the best solution. The salesperson needs to keep itself up to date with the market trends to ensure the lead meets the criteria. And once the lead meets the criteria, it becomes a prospect and moves into opportunity. Once a lead is an opportunity, seller sends the lead package of information with detail of the property, run the model of ROI, followed by viewing of different properties in which the buyer was interested in. In the next part of opportunity phase, there are at least 2 or 3 bidding rounds. After the initial bidding process, the buyer gives soft money to ensure that he or she is serious in the process. The second bidding round lasts up to 30 to 60 days, in which the buyer gives hard money to gain the trust of the seller. Once the bidding and negotiation of the final price is done, the buyer moves into due diligence phase. In due diligence, the buyer needs financial reports, market research, and inspection reports from the seller. Once the due diligence is performed, the lawyers from both the parties are involved to build the final contract. Afterwards, the buyer moves from opportunity into an account and the sale is closed.
The first force is technology, which enables selling professionals to work at a higher rate. Nowadays, close deals faster is a must. Technologies such as DocuSign allows brokers to sign in real time, save time, and get the required approval to move forward in the sales cycle. Excel database were used to collect leads information slowly, but new approach as multiple listing system and CRM system allows brokers to have a higher reach, penetration, and keep updated the leads while they can customize the message and analyze the leads activity. Cold calling was a popular way to lead generation. Nowadays, digital media such as social networks allows professionals to engage with the prospect and effectively focus on a small number of channels with better results. With the rise of VR and AR, potential purchasers will feel as they were actually visiting the site. Best yet, everyone's time will be saved. Agents were having to rely on their intuition and experience when it came to analyzing the industry. Now, with data analytics available, it's possible to optimize information and understand how the real estate market is performing. Real estate professionals can also get valuable insights so they can stay informed and share their knowledge with their clients. This is how agents stay differentiated and add value to potential buyers. Finally, blockchain is a secure platform that allows the parties in any real estate transaction to verify and audit those transactions efficiently and accurately, reducing the risk exposure for all parties.
In the past, real estate agents were independent in a competitive landscape. Before the internet, agents would go into their home brokerage every morning and see what properties were newly listed and available for sale. Buyers would visit brick-and-mortar brokerages, and property information would be explained on printed sheets of paper. Not only was this time-consuming and tedious, but buyers and sellers were limited by the information available at the brokerage. Now we have MLS listings and access to more information. Currently, because of this, real estate has moved to collaborative selling approaches. Agents are staying connected to the client to build trust and stay on top of their evolving buyer needs. By having frequent touchpoints, agents can build strong relationships with buyers, learn their clients' personality types such as amiable, expressive, analytical, so that agents can morph their selling style accordingly. Furthermore, when agents establish rapport with the buyer, they will be more willing to share pertinent information such as property needs and funding status so that agents can move them through their buying process. Agents are now leveraging professional sales networks comprised of mortgage specialists, lawyers, developers, and other real estate agents. These deep-rooted connections give buyers quick access to any additional resources required when purchasing a property. Some of these sales networks will work together and go to trade shows to prospect and gain leads. The interdisciplinary connectedness within the industry allows for quick cadence in closing deals. Negotiations is our next piece. Real estate agents not only negotiate amongst themselves and the property they are representing, but they also rely on agent-to-agent relationships, because connected real estate agents chat amongst themselves and get the inside scoop on upcoming properties before they're listed on MLS. Lastly, building these relationships will lead to referrals, which is crucial in an agent's success.
Now we're going to move on to our last factor, skill building. In the past, skill building for sales professionals was classified by external training programs, individualized resourcefulness, lack of accessibility of information, and above all, skill building proved to be a very time-consuming process, as relationship building, negotiating, prospecting were developed through years of experience. With the changing industry, sales professionals are required to have skills in technological, communication, corporate social, technical, and trend spaces. For technological skills, sales professionals need to familiarize themselves with automated administrative processes, marketing platforms, and leverage big data. Additionally, realtors are required to exercise communication skills that encompass active listening that is sensitive towards the culture of their buyers. With changing buyer values and a rise in transparency of corporate decisions, the purchasing patterns of commercial buyers are aligning with their environments. As a result, sales professionals are now leaning towards building their brands with social responsibility. In terms of technical skills, sales professionals are now gaining financial modeling skills and having to understand the nuances of various businesses and their real estate profiles. Lastly, commercial sales professionals are now required to know about local economic trends, regulations, and purchasing agreements that are favorable for their buyers. In contrast to the past, skill building is more accessible and encouraged by firms, and it's now time-friendly due to virtual courses and self-directed learning.
Leading organizations are evolving through a number of ways. Firstly, they make an honest assessment of the status quo. This starts with a look at the buyer and their preferences, which guides the strategic investments they need to make towards their target segment. Companies that fly blindly tend to underinvest in the sales capabilities that matter most to their prospects. In the past, sales leaders used to rely on gut instinct to understand behaviors that drove sales. Today, market leaders are using data analytics to create a granular profile for each of their buyers. These profiles are coupled with external data such as research reports, financial information, and social media to generate a 360-degree view. For example, lead scoring algorithms via CRM software can use the buyer profiles to predict which customers to target, when to contact them, and what factors truly drive lead conversion rates. Another best practice is hiring the right talent that is crucial for organizational growth. The fastest growing companies invest significant time in nurturing and growing their sales talent. On-the-job immersive training, where sales professionals are paired with experienced coaches, tend to have a more profound effect on success. Finally, organizations are combining their sales, marketing, customer, and HR data to understand important attributes of their prospect and behaviors such as frequency and duration of customer interaction and time devoted to planning, which is correlated with distinctive sales performance. Armed with this knowledge, sales professionals can make better and allocate their resources better to their most valuable accounts.
We want to thank all our collaborators for sharing their expertise and insights with an MBA candidate watching this video and who are interested in commercial real estate. Then go ahead, get your real estate license. Second, seek a mentorship in the industry. And third, find out which part of commercial real estate selling you are interested in. We wish you all the best and thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to move on into our question and answer period. So the first question is, how are real estate listing websites affecting the sales process?
I'd be happy to answer that. There are a number of websites that buyers and sellers are turning to for real estate listings. The challenge with popular websites such as Realtor.ca is that they're usually up to 48 hours delayed, which is not conducive to selling in a hot market. By the time a buyer finds a potential property, it may have already been off the market for some time. This is why relationships are so important in the business. Agents who are connected with other agents can receive the inside scoop on upcoming listings, and they can share this with their clients as an added value proposition. Ultimately, these websites are valuable because they give sellers and buyers an idea of what is or was available in a particular geography.
Thank you. So the second question for us today is, what is the compensation structure for real estate agents?
It's a great question. So compensation in real estate sales vary greatly. Typically, it is composed of a base salary plus a commission component, which is where the bulk of the compensation comes from. Commission rates vary widely depending on the tenure of the sales professional, the firm structure, the asset, the size, geography, just to name a few. Professional selling within this industry is a place where you eat what you hunt. The sales life cycle is long and complex, involving multiple stakeholders, so sales training and development combined with an extensive network is important to become an effective seller to gain exposure to the market.
Thank you. So our last question today is, how does going e-commerce affect commercial real estate landscape?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Real estate is a complex buying process, and e-commerce can't keep up with high buyer expectations. We aren't there yet, but never say never.
Great. So we're going to wrap up for today. Thank you for your answers.